Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the article Power Struggle from National Geographic. This text focuses on a very important issue in Iceland, that is the conflict between taking advantage of the country's clean energy resources and protecting its unique natural landscapes. Iceland is a very small nation, but it has huge source of energy beneath its feet. It sits on top of active volcanoes, and this allows the country to produce what we call geothermal energy, which means that this energy is generated from heat inside the earth. The country also has strong rivers and waterfalls that can produce hydroelectric power. These sources make Iceland one of the cleanest energy producers in the world. However, using these resources on a large scale has consequences. To build dams, power stations, and pipelines, Iceland needs to transform natural areas that people consider beautiful and even sacred. Many Icelanders are proud of their untouched landscape, like huge mountains, lava fields, hot springs, and wild rivers, and they don't want to lose them. So, the main topic of the article is the tension between these two, the economic development and the environmental protection. Some people want to create more industries, especially aluminium factories, that would bring money and jobs to the country. Others fear that Iceland will sacrifice the very nature that makes it unique. The article shows how the country is debating this choice. Should they use more clean energy to grow economically, or should they keep their landscapes pristine and wild? Now I will highlight four key ideas from the article, including some important technical terms. The first one is geothermal energy. This is a type of renewable energy that comes from the heat stored underground. In Iceland, hot water and steam rise from volcanic activity. That heat can generate electricity or be used to warm homes. It is considered clean because it does not produce greenhouse gases like fossil fuels. The second term is hydroelectric power. This is another clean energy source. It uses the force of moving water like rivers and waterfalls to produce electricity. To use it, Iceland builds dams, but constructing them often floods valleys and changes the natural environment. The third term is renewable or pristine landscape. A renewable resource is one that never runs out. But the landscape of Iceland, like the glaciers, lava fields, and wild rivers, are fragile. When big industries arrive, the scenery can be permanently changed. This is why many Icelanders defend the idea of keeping the land pristine, meaning untouched and pure. In conclusion, the key ideas reflect Iceland's national debate, using clean energy for progress while fighting to protect nature. The article shows that there is no easy answer because both sides want the best for Iceland, but they have different visions of the future.
So, why is this topic still relevant today? Even though the article speaks about Iceland, this is not only an Icelandic problem. It shows the dilemma that many countries continue facing, trying to grow its economy while protecting their environment. Iceland is rich in clean energy, but using that energy means destroying unique natural areas. And this same conflict is happening right now in many places around the world. This topic is also relevant because it deals with people and participation. In the article, many Icelanders supported the project without really understanding its long-term consequences. This reminds us that citizens need information, debate, and education to make responsible decisions, and that applies to us as well. It is also important because it relates to climate change. The world wants clean energy, but the article shows us that even clean energy can damage ecosystems. It forces us to think critically. Not everything that looks green is truly harmless. Finally, the topic is relevant because it is not only about money or nature, it's about identity, culture, values, and the future we want to build. Iceland was divided like a family fighting, and that happens in many countries when a community is forced to choose between jobs and the conservation of their land. So, this topic matters today because it invites us to question, to discuss, and to reflect before making decisions that affect us, our society, and our future. For this question, I will focus on secondary students, especially in ninth or 10th grade. who are studying English through content. First, students should learn critical thinking. This text shows that decisions are not black or white. They need to analyze advantages and disadvantages, and not accept information without questioning. Second, they should learn to understand multiple perspectives. In the article, there are many voices: environmentalists, industrialists, politicians, and citizens. Understanding different sides helps students become more reflective and less judgmental. Third, they should learn environmental awareness. This article teaches us that even clean energy has impacts. Students need to learn that protecting nature requires planning, debate, and responsibility. Fourth, they should learn communication skills, especially in English. The topic provides real vocabulary: renewable energy, geothermal power, hydroelectric dam, environmental impact, protest. Students can practice speaking, debating, and expressing opinions. Fifth, they should learn citizenship and democracy. The article shows that people sometimes support policies without understanding them. Students need to learn that they have the right and the responsibility to be informed citizens. Finally, they should learn ethical reflection. What is more important, economic profit or the conservation of natural beauty? There is no simple answer, but learning to ask these questions is essential. In summary, this text is not only about Iceland, it is about preparing young people to think, to care, to communicate, and to participate in society.
So, moving on, we have some activities that will follow up the same topic that we have been working with, that is the Iceland debate. So, we have two main activities, which is first one. The first one is the progression versus protection. This is a debate in which the whole class will be divided into two groups. The first group will defend the progression of the economy of Iceland, and the second group will defend the environmental rights for protection of the landscapes of Iceland. And as teachers, we will serve as mediators. Yeah. And we will guide the discussion with some questions. The first question is, for example, should a country sacrifice untouched natural landscapes in exchange for stable economic growth and jobs? And if aluminum companies bring revenue and infrastructure, does that really justify that long term damage to the ecosystems? And these are some examples of questions that we can use to guide the discussion. The second part is the ice breaking news. In this activity, the students will have to record a video in which they will act as reporters that are covering the situation that is happening in Iceland. They will they will talk about what happened, what is happening, and what will happen. They will have this free will to hypothesize about what will be the situation of Iceland, and they will have also the opportunity to investigate more deeply the situation that we presented.
Hello, my name is Michelle and I'm going to present the resources used in the class and also the assessment of students' understanding. First, to support the debate and the role play that we will lead, we selected resources that are visual, short, and easy to understand so students can participate confidently. We will start with a short introductory video about 2 or 3 minutes long, explaining what geothermal energy is, how it works, and why it can be both beneficial and controversial. This video helps activate background knowledge so everyone begins with the same understanding. Then we will use a clear infographic comparing the main advantages and disadvantages of geothermal energy. This gives students quick and visual information that they can use later to defend their arguments in the debate and in the role play. We will also include a simple diagram showing the technical process, the heat source, the wheels, the turbines, and the electricity production. This helps students understand the technical challenges that will appear in the discussion. For the role play, we will prepare short role cards for each actor involved, like the government, environmental activists, companies, and local communities. Each card will include their interests and concerns so students know how to argue from their assigned perspective. And the final resource will be a mini glossary with the key technical terms from the article, so they can use the correct vocabulary during the activities. To evaluate understanding, we will use two main strategies. The first one is the comprehension questions. So, individually, after the two main activities, students will answer short questions such as what advantages does geothermal energy offer? What are the main technical and environmental obstacles? And why do some groups oppose its exploitation? These questions help confirm that they understood the article and also that they can explain the information clearly. If necessary, we could also use a short observation checklist during the debate and roleplay to see how well they use vocabulary and defend their ideas. The second strategy is a concept map. So each student will create a visual map that connects the main ideas. The benefits of geothermal energy, the environmental and technical challenges, the different actors involved, and the argument from each side. So, this will help us to see if they really understood the complexity of the topic and how the ideas relate to each other. These resources and assessments support the activities planned by us and make sure that students learn the topic in a meaningful and complete way.
We choose this methodology because it promotes active, meaningful, and critical learning. Through the debate, the students analyze different points of view about Iceland's environmental and economic conflict, developing argumentation, critical thinking, and speaking skills. With the reporter style video, students strengthen their speaking fluency, creativity, and their teamwork, while simulating a real life communicative situation. Finally, the concept map allows us to evaluate whether they understood the problem or no. However, we also foresee some challenges. Some students may feel nervous speaking in public. For this, we promote work group or assign clear roles for them. Another challenge is understanding technical vocabulary, which is addressed through pre-teaching, visual aids, and guided questions. To manage time effectively, we set clear limits and use rubrics. In this way, we ensure dynamic, organized, and effective learning. Thank you.